Now, our final inductees of the night are shining examples of what is possible when teammates believe in one another and overcome tremendous odds to accomplish a singular goal, winning a championship. Tonight, we honor the 1996 University of Southern Colorado College World Series baseball team. The squad, in only its third year of existence, overcame a humdrum regular season in which they won a respectable 36-19 and weren't expected to claim their third straight conference championship. But the squad overcame the odds to sweep through a series of elimination games to win the RMAC Tournament Championship. Then, upon qualifying for a regional tournament in which an RMAC team had never won, the team overcame the odds again, defeating the number 2 team in the country, California Riverside, along the way to win the 1996 NCAA Division II West Regional Championship and qualify for the College World Series. The team ended up finishing 5th in the nation that season and forever proved that when a team is in it for each other, anything is possible. Ladies and gentlemen, accepting the induction of the 1996 College World Series baseball team at the CSU-Pueblo Athletics Hall of Fame are Dave Padilla, Scott Jenson, and coach of the team, Stan Sanchez. Come on up here.
First off, I'd like to start by having the entire 1996 World Series team please stand up. Everybody go. Now, there were a few people that could not make it for this. I know some of us talked to them, and they know that this is a huge honor. This is a huge honor for not only us, but the entire team. There's only a couple of us speaking up here, but this is for the whole entire team. Now I'm going to take you guys back. This is 1996 World Series team. We'll take you back 3 years. This is the first year in existence for USC baseball. Now for me, June of 1993, I come down for a recruiting trip. Coach Sanchez wasn't here at the time. Coach Lang takes me on my recruiting trip to Western System, which is no longer here anymore. After that, he's going to take me to our baseball field. This is on my recruiting trip. He takes me up over where the baseball field stands now, except for before then, it was a giant patch of grass. No dugouts, no lights, not even a home plate, no rubber, no nothing. Stands me out in center field. This is where you're going to play baseball. I didn't say it out loud, but I thought, are you kidding me? And then I thought to myself, you know what, let's take a chance. So I did. I took a chance to come to Southern Colorado. Come here, freshman year, our first year in existence. We practiced for 2-3 hours at a time, and then we built a baseball field. We put the bricks together for the dugouts. We put home plate in. We had a guy on the top of scaffolding put the lights in the right spot so the lights would shine on the field right. We had guys doing everything on top of practice. And the best thing that was about that was we built a team. We built a team from day one the program started. And it wasn't just the 96 team, the 94 team, the 95 team is what made the 96 team who it was. Those guys, some of those guys aren't here. I can thank every one of those guys that were here because those guys made it possible for our 96 team to do what we did. We didn't have the AstroTurf that they have now. We had to cut infield with scissors that they don't have to do now. I don't think we don't have to rake infields with forks anymore like we had to. But you know what, at the same time, that brought our team together. Every time we made 2 or 3 years in a game, our coach brought us together. This is what made us better. We raked the infield as a team with a fourth. Everybody thought it was stupid, this is ridiculous. But guess what? It brought us close together. Not every one of us got along all the time on the baseball field. Some of us didn't like each other off the field. But when we got on the field, there was nobody in the country that was going to beat us. At all. And we did our darndest to do it. Whatever we did, 3 games in 1 day to win the RMAC tournament to go to regionals. Is unheard of. 3 9-inning games. 2 in a row to Mesa State to knock them out. Was probably one of the funnest things I've ever done in my life, and I think everybody else can attest to that. That was incredible. And then get the regional berth and go knock out number 2, Cal State, to go to the World Series. So, all I've got to say is, everybody that's out there part of the World Series team, it's a huge honor. I'm speaking for everybody, but everybody should be out there behind me, because we're not the only ones here that was part of it. Thank you very much, everybody I played with. Thank you very much.
Please excuse me not being prepared. Coach Lane told me at 1:30 this morning that I had a 4 to 5 minute speech. So, my name is David Padilla. I am the other Padilla from the team, not the one with all the records. That would be Norm in the back over there. Scott Jenson was correct. This team, we were a team from the get-go, and this team would not have been the team that we were without 4 individuals. That first individual was Coach Sanchez, who brought us all together. Coach Dave Lang, who helped everyone out. Pitching coach Bobby Applegate, who hasn't been able to be here tonight, and Max Dallas, who's no longer with us, but played that huge part. Some of the memories that I have of that team, when we came back in January, we had a team session called the 5 at 5, 5 miles at 5 in the morning. None of us slept that night because we all wanted to make sure that we were there on time. So we all met at a person's house, can't remember whose, and we all decided to shave our head. We all looked like Scott does now. We showed up that night for the 5 at 5, and Coach Sanchez couldn't believe what we had done. And to make it even worse, we saved all the hair in a jar that we kept in our locker room for the rest of the season. We said we were going to take it to Alabama with us and bury it there at the baseball field. So we had a goal. We knew what we wanted. And we came out in our first series, went 4-0, swept through Regis and Arizona, or Air Force, and looked pretty good. Then we went to California, lost 3 straight. Went to Texas, lost 4 straight. And we had a big reality check. And Coach Sanchez brought us back, told us we all had no respect for the field, had no respect for anything, and that was one of the instances when we had scissors cutting the field. And then he started up the lawnmower right after that and mowed the field. Thanks, Coach. But it made us stronger, and we got better. And over the season, we got back into contention. We won the conference. Again, we had to play the 3 games in 1 day to win the tournament, which was huge. Went into Riverside. I still have the media guide from the Riverside tournament, and it said that basically it was Chico State and Riverside fighting for the championship. We had no hope, and we came out of that also. And we went to the World Series, went 1-2. Probably one of the biggest highlights of that World Series that I remember was Kurt Bloomer's home run against Shippensburg. Probably the reason why I remember it is because it made USA Today news, which was pretty special for him. But on behalf of the entire team, all the coaches, I want to thank the committee, and I want to thank you guys for inducting us into the School Hall of Fame. Thank you.
I know you're pretty tired, but I want to bring my boys up. You guys come on up and stand right here while I talk about you a little bit. I promise I will be brief. Andy, I didn't do notes, okay? But I'm going to speak from our heart, the passion of the love that we have for these kids. Jesse, you'll probably recognize him because I remember walking in the hallways and they probably had you for class or something. You go, Coach, you got to be kidding me. He didn't bring these kids to me. And Coach Full, time after time, I used to walk in his office and his big thing was, hey, just remember, game day. Okay, as we're trying to get through the week, right, Coach Phillip? And the diversity is incredible. It's so special because for us to get through California, California is a hotbed in college baseball. And we knew for us to get to the World Series in Montgomery, Alabama, we got to get to California. So obviously, right away, we go out and get a lot of California kids that played there. And then we went out and got the best Colorado kids. And then Coach Lang obviously brought us the good Michigan kids. And you could see diversity. You could see how it works. But our game is awesome because it doesn't matter how tall you are, how big you are, or the color of your skin. It's all about playing together. And this group, and just to kind of give you an idea what they accomplished, is we went to California, actually after we won 3 games in one day. That's unheard of now. 3 9-inning games in one day. And one of our pitchers, don't tell anybody this because I'll probably get fired for letting a pitcher go this far. 248 pitches in one day. That's what he threw. He threw a doubleheader. His last pitch out of the hand was 94 miles an hour. And that's what our game is all about. It's about passion and adrenaline. And we beat Mesa State to win the conference championship. Then we go to Riverside, who has a national championship underneath their belt. It's one of the most powerful programs in the country. They're rated number 2 in the country. And Chico State, who is the New York Yankees of Division II baseball, is there waiting for us. And it was the most incredible, surreal thing I've ever seen. Our kids measured up. The first day, they went out and they beat UC Riverside. Scott Jenson threw a great game. They were the number 1 team in the country in hitting. And as Andre Douglas is slamming on the wall, making a catch, and Benny's making a dive play, or Luis Cuevas making a great play, and Norman Padilla is doing his thing on the ball diamond, everything just came together. And then we beat Chico State in the finals to go with Eric Warner setting up Darryl O'Brien, our number 1 pitcher, to get through it. But the thing that I remember about them is that we got out of their way. And I will tell you this, I learned this a long time ago in sports. Casey Stengel, Tommy Lasorda, Phil Jackson, Joe Torre, they have one thing in common. What is it? They have great players. They have great players. And as Coach Lang, I got him in the corner, and I got all our coaches, Bobby Applegate, in the corner, and I'm telling them, get out of the way, as Coach knows it. When you got it going, as Jesse, you know that, get out of their way. And they got it done. They got it done. I always talk about to Dave Socha about history in Pueblo because there's been some great teams here and some great baseball players here, and obviously great basketball teams, great football teams. This is a great team. This is a hell of a team. And I want to thank John Salas for giving me the opportunity to be here, and his father Max, who this. And Dave and Carol Lang, who embraced me when I got here to Pueblo. And my wife, Linda, who I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. And I told Dave this story one day. We're in California, and we're in an earthquake, and we're holding our kids in our arms. We think our house is going to fall down. She's a WASA graduate from Springs, and she says, we're out of here. We're out of here. And we got the chance to come to Pueblo, raise my kids here, What a special place. What a special place. Well, these are the guys. And again, it's about players in our profession. And for them to be inducted, I want to thank the committee to be alongside of the greatest basketball team to ever come through Pueblo. And for having this team be recognized. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love these kids. They're not kids anymore. They got families now. But it's great to see them back. And believe me, so they are Pueblo's best. One of the best. Thanks very much. I appreciate it.